As a Halo fan, something I was really rooting for was Halo Infinite's success, and I feel it has both gotten that and also not gotten that. Today we're talking about how the game has crossed not only 20 million players, that is a huge feat, but will those 20 million help progress making this a complete Halo game? Hey everybody, it's Tony, and I saw this last night and I wanted to talk about it with you today because I think it's kind of a big deal, and also it's an opportunity to talk about how's Halo Infinite doing. 20 million players. This has been reported through the quarterly earnings call at Microsoft for the Xbox gaming division. It's been doing really well. You know, I think their revenue is up by like 10 or 16% or something than last year. Hardware sales are through the roof. Things are going really good over there. And part of their thing that they have to thank for that is this feat. The biggest launch in Halo history. And you might be saying, wait a minute, hold on. The peak concurrent players on this game was 270,000, which is apparently like the biggest Xbox Game Studios peak ever, I think. I think they're talking about like after Xbox Game Studios was formed, not like, you know, back in the 360 days kind of a thing. Because Halo 3 had a period where it was 1.3 million, but that was also before we were saturated with a lot of other games that can compete with Halo. Everybody's playing Fortnite, GTA, COD stuff, you know, so Halo's not what it once was, not because of just the quality, but also the just general industry right now. And this is still a monumental feat. 20 million players that have tried the game. Like, it appealed to them enough to at least give it a shot. With it being free to play, that definitely influenced a lot. But look at Horizon 5. Horizon 5 is a game that didn't have, you know, free to play on it. You had to go through Game Pass or a premium package or something. You had to, like a traditional game, you had to buy your way into it in some way. And that game reached 18 million players as well. Which is kind of crazy because if Halo Infinite wasn't free to play, we live in a world that Horizon 5 might have surpassed Halo, a mainline Halo release. That's an interesting note I'd love to know your thoughts on. What I kind of want to talk about with this is, might this feat help Microsoft to give Xbox, to give 343 what they need to efficiently, as quick as possible, to complete this game? I tell people a lot, Halo Infinite is the best AAA early access game I have ever played. If somebody asked me, oh, so what if we asked you your overall best game? Oh, hell no. I just don't feel it is a complete game. Am I enjoying it? Are other people enjoying it? Hell yeah. Look at the reviews for this game. It's averaging out around like 8 or 9 out of 10. Those are really good scores. Some place even gave it a 10 out of 10 maybe. Like, people are enjoying the game. I have a friend or two that aren't even really into Halo. They enjoy playing with me because it's a fun game. The foundation is there. It just is lacking a lot of things to keep people around. And you've probably heard this case over the many Halo YouTubers out there. They're all talking about this because we all care for this. We all want Halo to be big again. And I gotta be honest with you, that's just gonna be really hard to do in this gaming market, that there's just so many mainstream shooter franchises now to bounce around between. And it's also even somewhat due to Game Pass, because Game Pass lets you play so many different things that you might ignore Halo over. And so, while we won't ever see those Halo 3 times again, we can at least make a dream come true Halo game. And 343 are on the journey to that. And it is unfortunate it has taken as long as it has with the potential budget it has. That 500 million budget has never been confirmed or denied. I think it's just what's been thrown out there reportedly. But if it did have that budget, if it did have the dev time that it had, this has taken a long time. But we're not game developers. We don't know how making games today works. Technology has improved a lot, which probably makes the process a lot easier. But it's also potentially a lot harder. We don't know. We just don't know. But something about this game has taken a super long time. And while the foundation is there, we're missing stuff to keep us living in that home. We don't want to live in a home that, yeah, the pillars and the roof's up enough to keep like shelter or whatever, and it's a really well-built house, but we're missing the walls that could be created through Forge, where we just have all these various places that we could go that the community continues to make, and that is like an infinite amount of content, no pun intended. We're also missing custom games just working very well, and we could just do whatever we want in this game type. Sometimes it breaks down, sometimes we can't even make what's available in matchmaking. It's really weird. Big team battle. This thing that they boasted, like, yeah, we're gonna have 12v12 just like you did in Halo 5, our last game 6 or 7 years ago, but we're having problems getting it work with the servers. It's a server issue rather than the game itself, but there's just stuff like this. The progression system, they are improving it, they are listening, they are working on it, but when you max out the battle pass, you have nothing that you are actually working towards or progressing except the weekly challenges. The only thing you progress in Halo Infinite, other than the battle pass for cosmetics, is your rank. You have to go to ranked battle to progress that potentially. There needs to be something else for players to work towards. And, you know, the lack of co-op as well. People like to have fun with their friends in co-op, help them out, maybe search for stuff or do random shenanigans. We can't do that either in the most, like, awesome Halo toy box we've ever had to explore. And it's all these things. The lack of firefight. I love Back 4 Blood. I said that was one of my favorite games of last year, and I have to bounce into that or try Rainbow Six Extraction, which is all right, by the way. Like, I have to try these other games if I want to get my co-op fix. Or hell, just rely on the adventures of Sea of Thieves for that co-op fix, or go to even Gears 5 for a great horde mode. Halo Infinite has such solid and fun gameplay with great presentation, a fun toy box of a campaign, and all this stuff. The foundation is there, but it remains as the best AAA early access game I have ever played. It's like Phasmophobia. I don't think Phasmophobia is actually a fully complete game yet, but I thoroughly enjoy it, and that's just because of the fun gameplay. Same thing goes for Infinite, but they're both early access games, and that's why I'm saying Infinite's like the most AAA, well-budgeted early access game I've ever played, and I refuse to just call it a complete game yet because I can tell there's so much in this that could be there as a Halo fan. What does this 20 million players do? I hope that the 20 million player milestone, and at one time was the biggest amount of concurrent players Xbox Game Studios has ever had, and Joseph Staten being, you know, the creative director of this or whatever his title is, studio head, I forget. He's really fighting for crunch not to happen, for fair working conditions to happen. So I hope between those milestones and Joe, 343 can get Xbox and Microsoft's backing to efficiently complete this game and make it feel like a complete package by the end of this year. They promised us co-op in Season 2. They promised us Forge in Season 3. We're supposed to get Season 3 by the summer, but we're getting Season 2 by the summer. I really hope that both of those launch and they make the game feel a lot more complete. And at some point, a firefight mode, man. I really hope firefight gets added to this game because I want to be able to do stuff like that. But they probably have some other entire ambition with firefight that's probably crazy that they think could be like potential for the future that, you know, create a system around. I don't know. Forge could be similar. Maybe they're waiting on good community features until Forge comes out. I don't know. But a lot of people are dropping off from that 270,000 peak concurrent down to 32,000. That's a massive dip. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I'm dying to talk about this with you. That's where I recorded this. Don't forget to be geek proud, awesome, and consider subscribing if you enjoyed the content. And I should see you tomorrow in a Kingdom Hearts video, actually. So, There you go. There's your tease. If you stuck around to the end, now you know what's coming next. So catch you in the next one, guys.